There is an aristocratic feel to Dan Really Likes Wine this week, and not just because of the magnificent surroundings of Upper Union, one of my favourite restaurants, Finish and Clark, not just Cape Town, on the planet. I love this place, and I love it even more when I'm in splendid company, and that is exactly where I find myself today, because to talk about food and wine and the joys of both, I have three absolute experts. In fact, I should probably introduce them and just get up and leave, because they're another class entirely when it comes to understanding the joys and delights of wine. My guests this week, and it's a lovely, lovely experience to have all of you with me, Tuanni Price, probably, with apologies to Andrea Molyneux and Samantha O'Keefe, America's greatest wine export to South Africa ever, which we take very happily. Erika Obermeyer, one of my all-time favourite winemakers, and the person I'm off to spend Christmas with, yes. Amori Burger from Upper Union. You know that, right? Welcome, guys. Come. I will be there. It's lovely to have you all on the show, and a warm, warm welcome for the chance to talk a bit about food and talk a bit about wine, and do so, Amori, in such a beautiful space. And I've had many meals here. You set quite a high bar from the aesthetic. When you walk in, you're going, gee, I hope the food's half as good as it looks, because then it'll be amazing. And then you discover the food is even better than how this restaurant looks. Well done. And that's a combination of not just a very talented chef and a great team behind you, but also this extraordinary passion you have for what you do.
Yeah, no, the greenhouse it creeps into your soul. I mean, it's green everywhere. So we call it the greenhouse, as you know. So it's our little nickname for it, and we love it. We play restaurant, and we're good at it. I think Luke sat in my courtyard one day, and I just came back from the Selby, and I walked in, and he said to me, the food was delicious. I said to him, yes, it's simple, but it's well executed, and we do it bloody well. And he just like, good on you.
That's a perfect way of summarising it. Yeah. Is this somewhere, Tuanni, you find yourself from time to time?
I do. I love this place a lot, yes.
It does. I think it sums up probably why we've been able to kidnap you from America and keep you in Cape Town, because it is exactly this sort of place that sums up the joy of Cape Town.
And it's so cozy. Like, you come here, you feel like you're having dinner at like someone's fancy home, and the food is delicious. So I love it here.
It is indeed. It's also full of some rather nice wine, and today a rather nice winemaker. You've been here a number of times as well. It is magnetic, isn't it?
Special. You know, it's so special to a lot of winemakers that I often bump into, like, not just one, but more than like a handful of winemakers when you come and visit. Fantastic place, wonderful food, incredible human. So, you know, and I think that is what Cape Town does so well, is that there's a lot of options and choices for us. But you feel so at home, and similar to just add on, it's kind of like coming home. We love that. So
we learned it. That's what we tried to do.
So we've got the warmth, Erika, we've got the coziness, we've got the charm. When you come into a restaurant, those are all very nice for people, but for you as a winemaker, is the very first thing you look at the wine list?
We all do, I think, but I'm trying to hide it a little bit. You know, it's one thing that I very soon in my career decided not to be a very big snob as a winemaker. And I think it's so important that wine is bringing people together. It's not about the wine in itself. It's how much the food and the wine complements each other and the conversation. So I think it's important to lead the conversation and advise and help people to make a better choice, because it does kill the food if it's not the right choice. But I think it's also important to see South African wine is so incredibly generous, and it matches so well with a lot of food styles. So I think I try and always just pull myself a little back to not be the critic, and just to try and help steer people in the right direction.
And check if there's Erika Obermeyer on the list, and if not, walk out immediately. Tuanni, what about you? When you come in, you show and introduce so many people from around the world to South African wine. When you're opening up a wine list, what's the first thing you're looking for?
I look for small, unique producers. So I love wine lists that, you know, you have to have your money makers, you have to have the wines that people know. And I like to see a good, like a small portion of those, and then a big portion of like small producers, wines that you can't generally buy in the grocery store. That's what I get really excited about. And I can study a wine menu when I go to a restaurant before I even study the menu.
Are you one of those people like me, when they come to take away the wine list, you hit them on the wrist and say, no, I want to keep it?
And I want to keep it there all night for dinner, right? Because even if I'm not ordering more bottles, I just want to see what the potential is. Yeah. I might be inspired.
I remember having dinner at a restaurant in Hong Kong, Joel Robuchon's Dome, and it was in Macau, and their wine list is digital. And I'm old school. I said, no, I want the actual list. list and they looked at me, "Are you sure, sir?" It took 2 of them because they've got 85,000 bottles on their wine list. And my wife got nothing out of me all night because I just paged through the wine list. I absolutely loved it. Your wine list is mercifully a lot smaller.
Yeah.
But it is a wonderfully composed wine list, and again, it speaks to that attention to detail that you have. Exactly the kind of wine Tuanni's just been mentioning, wine that's a little off the beaten track, wine that excites.
We do. We try really hard to. We do have a couple of money makers you need to have, but the glasses are a little bit more money making than the rest. But we definitely try really, really hard. Tungai and I, like Ed told me, we try to find something that not everybody has, and if we like it, we like it. We don't care if you don't.
Because you'll drink
Because
it.
the thing is, if the restaurant, if we like it at our palates with 2 people, we should be okay. You do get a lot of people that come into the restaurant that have an opinion about the fact that we only have wines that they don't know, which I'm also like, also read a
Food
bit.
and wine should be a journey, right?
Yeah.
Like if you can cook at home, you can certainly drink at home, right? But when you go out to a restaurant, when I go out to a restaurant, I want an experience that I can't get at home. That's the whole point.
I watched this little reel about Mark Up Your White. He said restaurants don't sell food and wine. We sell experiences, and because you're going out, so it has. You're right, absolutely. It has to be something that you don't see, and you don't have.
I often think of when I go into a bottle store in a foreign country. I can walk into a bottle store in Italy and I won't have a clue what most of the wines on the shelf are. And I think that's how it must be for many South Africans. You walk in to your local bottle store, the 4 of us know everything on the shelves, but for most people they don't.
Yeah. I mean, I don't.
Whatever, Amori.
It is tricky, but that's where a good song comes into play, right?
Yeah.
Because then they will help you through that journey. And I always tell people, don't try to use fancy terms. Just tell them what you like or tell them what kind of mood you're in. And a good som will be able to pick a great wine for you.
And you know what the thing is that happens here is whatever I drink and the som drinks sells more than any other wine because the waiters know that we're drinking it. So it changes every now and again. We'll fixate on a wine and we will drink it all the time. And especially after cash up, Tungai and I'll have a glass of wine and then that wine sells the best.
Yeah, but you know what I think would make South Africa or Cape Town so unique and so wonderful is on any given night, there's a winemaker at your restaurant having dinner, right? And so I think the chefs and the winemakers have really great relationships, and that helps tell the story. It just makes it extra special.
And you're somebody who's got this amazing story, Erika. I've told it many times on the show. How important for you as a winemaker is it for the sommeliers, for the restaurant industry, to have an understanding of beyond just what's in the glass, to know the person, to know that story, so that a little bit of Erika is coming through beyond just a wonderful glass of wine?
I think that's part of the big success behind South African wine. And I think we're so lucky. Every week there's a new winery and small brands, people that really live the product. And I think that's super important to relay that message across. The only way is to visit the restaurants, to build that relationship, have the conversation.
The choice that we have is remarkable, and it's not just a choice of the wine. We have amazing restaurants and we have incredible wine bars. I think the current statistic from Wines of South Africa is every 11 minutes a new wine bar opens in Cape Town, and there is this terrific selection. It wasn't that long ago where trying to find a decent wine bar was quite a challenge. Yes. Now we have so many more. What's exciting you on the Cape Town scene, and how important is having this option, this variety for us as Cape Town wine drinkers?
Well, since I work in tourism, it's super important because now I have so many options. I even have like a whole wine crawl, right? But I love having the option. So like if you want a wine bar with live music, you have open wine bar. Just want something with a cultural perspective, you have Mpula, which is one of the newest wine bars. There's another wine bar, I can't think of the name right now, but they do risotto and wine tasting. There's so many different options.
Isn't it opposite
Power
and the Glory?
It's on Short Market. It's on Short Market. It's opposite, oh gosh, what's the name of that bar? Anyway.
I almost want you to not tell me, because if I find out where it is, I might move in and never leave.
I think they do risotto till 2 a.m. or something like
Yeah,
that.
something like
It's
that.
opposite the place that makes the...
Opposite House of Machines.
House of Machines!
Yes, House of Machines.
I've heard the bartenders tell me about it.
Yeah, but there's so many options with the wine bars, and I think they all have unique wines that they pour in their wine bars, which makes it a great option. So whatever mood you're in, you can find it in Cape Town. And Johannesburg is changing too. Like the wine culture in Johannesburg.
We have a
is
second
changing.
wine bar now. No, we are improving. I quote the great Ibn Sadi, who reckons Mr. Pants is the greatest wine bar on the planet. You can only fit 3 people in at any one time, but it is a fabulous space. And there are more opening, which is terrific, full of great wine. And we've managed to get this far into the show without a glass of wine, so I think we definitely need to change that. And this speaks to the aforementioned winemaker, because you are very kindly, Amori, giving this young Swartland rising star, Ibn Sadi, the chance to bring his wine
How
onto the
many
show.
lawsuits do you have to smash a week?
I think if this wine gets thumbs up from Price, from Obermeyer, and from Burger, coupled with Nickel, this could be Ibn Sadi's big break. I think this could be what puts him on the map. Tell us about this wine, because this is very personal.
Yeah, it is very personal. Last year we spoke to him and he said he'd make a wine for the Moore Family Collections, or the broader collection that I work for. It is a Rhone blend. Obviously, it's from Swartland af, but he doesn't want to tell us what's in it. But I mean, everybody here can taste what's in it. It's obviously Grenache forward, but we don't know that we've figured it out with some palates, but we don't really know. He refuses to tell us, like I said. And he made this wine, this and a white blend for us. We did 4,000 something of this one and just over 2,000 of the white. We pour it by the glass, which is it's a luxury to be able to pour a Sadi by the glass at a price point that's not $1 million rand.
Just 600,000.
Exactly, you're just coming in at 600,000 instead of $1 million. So no, yeah, we're very lucky. We actually went to his farm about 3 weeks ago.
And saw his tiny little cellar. He's basically taken the plans for the Palace of Versailles and then enlarged them and made it more spectacular.
I almost died. We walked into his cellar, right, which is now housing like how many liters of Sadis that are still chilling. And then he took us to the international cellar, which is down on the 04 level. Wow. And we just quickly went in and out, and as we walked in on the 4th row to the left, I just counted 17 Romani Contis, and I'm like, we should turn around. Should not be in here. Special place. It's beautiful, though. He's got a beautiful selection. But, I mean, the man makes incredible wine. He walked us through his whole process and how he does it, and how his farm works, and his water filtration system, and his solar system, and it's incredible.
He's an extraordinary person, making some okay wine. I think he's getting there. Tuanni, what do you make of this?
I think it's an amazing wine. I'm super proud of the Swartland in general. I just love that region. 10 years ago, nobody knew about the Swartland, and look at them now.
No.
And let's get the expert opinion. This will make or break Eben. Does Erika Obermeyer approve of this latest Sadi effort?
Well done, Eben. I can say well done. You know, what I love about this one is that it's so energetic. If you think about the Swartland, I think what, to me, is so incredible about the region is not just the soils and the vineyards, it's that energy you get from the Swartland, the people being so authentic, and just everyone gets on in life. There's just not, I've never seen any unhappy face in the Swartland. So the wine to me also tells that same story. It's got energy, it's got grip, it's got upfront fruit, it's got texture. It's beautiful, and I can just see that this will bring out so much out of food and just make the experience so much more memorable. So I approve.
I think we better test your theory then, because if we are in one of Cape Town's great restaurants, one of South Africa's great restaurants, with a world-renowned chef, and we're drinking great wine, we'd better have some great food as well. So a call down to the kitchen. Let's see what Amori can whip up to bring the best out of a young up-and-coming winemaker, Ibn Sadi. So we're on the back end of an absolute rarity. A head chef, executive chef, celebrity chef, actually doing some real work, which normally there's an army of like 36 people who do all of this for Amori, but we've sent you down to the kitchen on the back of trying the wine. We now have a dish, and you've picked something from your menu that's an absolute Amori classic to bring out the best in this wine. What have you chosen and why?
So this is a lamb dish. The lamb is lamb shoulder, like a roulette, which we slow cook overnight, then we press it, and the next day we fry it in lamb fat. And the reason for this dish is when I was young, you remember when you were young and the elders were cutting the leg of lamb and the best bits come off first. Like, don't be, like, the best bits come off first. And I wanted to recreate the best bits of a lamb, which means taking all of the lamb, the fat and everything, pressing it and then cooking it in lamb fat, so it's crispy bits everywhere and soft bits everywhere. I know.
Am I right
that
that technique compresses all of the calories out of the dish,
100%.
and you actually lose weight and become
100%.
healthier by
That's
eating
exactly.
this? I got this.
It's served with beautiful buttery parsnip puree, charred Brussels sprouts, some sage, and we have a 3-day-old jus. So the lamb and the jus takes us about 3 days to make. So it's very time-consuming dish, but worth every flippin' second.
It's taken you 3 days to make this. It's going to take about 30 seconds for it to vanish. All right, Tuanni, do you want to kick us off there?
There's a gear.
Oh, this is very smart, isn't it? Let me dish up. Go back to my days waitering and inflicting very little joy on.
Oh, that looks
There we
delicious.
go. Do I put a little sage leaf? Is that a sage leaf?
Yeah, then it's got a beautiful shua
There we go.
pesto, which is a Moroccan pesto. Then it's got a kapok bos chamula. Kapok bos is wild rosemary that we forage. There's a spoon you can
We'll
have
give you a little
some,
Brussels sprouts as well.
some
Right. Just so you know, Amori's just made all of those names up. They don't really exist.
they do actually exist.
Oh, you know how I know this is good? This is falling apart as we are preparing it. This is straight out of my Greek mother-in-law's approach to lamb. It should,
Yes, it should fall apart.
it should indeed fall apart
Melts in your
faster,
mouth.
Thank you. Let me help you there.
faster than an opposition defence playing the Springboks. All right, let me try one as well. Oh,
Yes.
there we go. This does look fabulous.
Super
Yes.
excited about this.
I need to help you because you're gonna miss bits. Don't miss bits. Don't miss bits. Have some of the parsnip puree.
All right, we'll dig in.
What a treat to have a chef show us exactly how this should be.
Do you know that it's actually like it's not very polite, but I sit at tables and I'm like, you're doing it wrong.
No, I think that's the best though.
A little bit of every piece makes the perfect bite. There we go.
All right. Before we tuck into this, Erika, oh, thank you, Tuanni. From what you've had from this wine, what for you is the kind of food that's going to bring the best out of this wine without dominating the wine?
I think the wine shows incredible upfront fruit, but I love the structure. So when you look at lamb, it often has quite a bit of fat, which is bringing all that flavor. So therefore you want to have like very big fruit and a bit of spices, but the acidity on this wine, the freshness and the energy that I find on the wine, is just going to cut through all those fats, and it's truly going to be elevating. Everything in the wine is going to make all the effort that she's put into this dish.
Well,
just
the
highlights,
3,000 people.
yeah, but highlights all of those special elements. So I think it's going to be obviously, she tastes it often, but I think it's a classic.
Suffice to say, Amori, expectations are very high.
Okay, so I sit. I'm on. In Afrikaans we say yetekole, so I'm sitting
we
and
go.
I'm very nervous.
Cheers, guys.
Cheers.
And thank you, Chef.
Thank you for coming.
Yetekule.
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 Yetekule. It almost feels in South Africa sacrilegious to suggest something could improve an Ibn wine, but it's added another dimension to it, and I think that's a wonderful, wonderful tribute to food and wine coming together, which they've done here beautifully, and it concludes what's been so much fun hanging out with the three of you. Before I let you go, I do want from each of you to get a final word. Tuanni, you're now calling Cape Town home. You bring so many Americans over to join you, and you've connected Cape Town and the American wine communities wonderfully. Is that something that's continuing? Is it growing? Is that, tariffs notwithstanding, a relationship that we can look forward to with excitement and enthusiasm?
Oh, for sure. I mean, there's so many Americans coming. United has like 6 flights a week here. And Americans love the food and the wine culture, and I love showing them the food and the wine culture. So it's definitely growing. Keep coming to America. Keep exploring, and I think it's just such an easy lifestyle. It's easy to find really amazing restaurants and amazing wines, and that's what makes Cape Town so special. So thank you. And thank you.
And thank you for being part of this wonderful Cape Town wine scene, which is an easy one to be part of because we have winemakers like Erika. And in fact, I have hidden beneath me a bottle of Erika's. This is the 2019 Cabernet Sauvignon. This is a wine that I place on the table here not to drink now, but because I've got to take it home with me. My wife is addicted to this stuff. She loves your wine, she loves you, my family adore you, and the story of Erika Obermeyer from what was a fairly uncertain time saying goodbye to Graham Beck with all sorts of challenges to now being established as a member of the Guild, as one of our modern greats in terms of wine, is both richly deserved and a wonderfully uplifting story, but it's also a story that is far from done. So what can we look forward to with this Erika Obermeyer adventure?
Thanks, Dan. Yeah, I hope you enjoy this with Dee. It's actually for her, not.
Oh, I'm well aware of it. I will taste none of this wine.
But yeah, I think leaving Graham Beck, it's almost. Next year will be my 10th vintage solo.
Mazel tov.
Yeah, and it's an incredible journey. You know, I think when you start out, you've got all the energy and you don't really know what lies ahead. It's really a leap of faith. But I wouldn't want to change anything, even though the hard and the challenges that came with all of that. It's just incredible. I think when you get to be a little bit longer in your journey towards the 10-year anniversary, you start to find the things that work for you and that people, and the Cabernet is the biggest focus for me. That's kind of what people know me for, and it's just easy to sell that story because it's so much me, and we're just so incredibly lucky to have these Stellenbosch vineyards. You know, Cabernet from the Cape is world class, and it's easy to make a great wine from a great vineyard and terroir. So the future is more red, and specifically more Cabernet-based blends. But yeah, I love everything. I love making Sauvignon, Chenin, Cinsault. You know, as a winemaker, you sometimes just need to sit back, and I think similar to chefs, you need to focus on your core and what people expect from you. But there's always new things and little bits that we experiment with. And as a winemaker, you want to keep your energy and your creative energy alive. But yeah, definitely more Cabernet on tables across South Africa and the world.
Yeah.
Which means more Cabernet into my cellar, which means my wife will be very happy and my bank manager will not. But I'm quite happy to have that balance. So reasons to smile from Tuanni, reasons to smile from Erika, and I've got pretty much no doubt reasons to smile from Amori as well. We've caught up a lot recently. We have you on the Dan Really Likes Wine podcast as well, telling this wonderful story of yours. But in a nutshell, what is next for Upper Union? Are there 11 more restaurants coming? Are you starting your own chain of products?
Wouldn't that be fabulous? Had one had the time. No. We are really focusing on Union with the service, the cocktails, taking her as she stands and lifting her up, going one notch up, slowly, making the belt tighter, like being on a diet, but in the good way. You know? So we're trying to uplift her slowly. She stands, she's big, she does 140 in season, so it's a process, but one day I will have a little 40-seater that's going to be fabulous, but that's not today.
Well, one thing I know about all of my great celebrity chef friends, you're all clinically incapable of sitting down, resting, stopping, putting your feet up, doing nothing. You are charged with this sense of what's out there, what can I do, what can I explore, and the guys who benefit are those of us who come and enjoy your restaurant. So long may it continue, as I know it will. And to all three of you, this has been an absolute delight. We have a world-class chef, an extraordinary winemaker, and one of the great wine evangelists coming together to discuss a space that we love so much. And I think there have been many reasons over the last months to perhaps raise an eyebrow about where wine is and how bright the future is. Younger people not drinking as much, vineyards losing ground to property development, the tariffs we mentioned earlier, competition from around the world. And it's when I have a conversation like this with people who, like me, are so passionate about wine, love it so dearly, that I bounce back and go, you know what? I think the future of wine's pretty bright because you have many great attributes, but for me, the greatest of them all in our industry is we have wonderful people, and you guys are a great example of that. So thank you for joining the show. And I think, Tuanni and Erika, if you're okay with it, we might have to do this every week.
Well done.
So there we go, from Upper Union in Cape Town. If you haven't been to the restaurant, I think the next open table is early 2028. Make sure you get it. The food, as you've seen, is terrific. The wine's pretty good as well. The decor is lovely, but it is the passion that starts with the head chef and works its way through the team that makes this, even in a city crammed with world-class eateries, something particularly special. Cheers.